Hello and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 3 and the Finland campaign, or the Finland Stream Stroke campaign. I'm not sure what we're going to be calling this yet. And in this episode, we're going to be carrying on with our glorious work. Now, it's December 1st, and the Finnish Winter War events are starting to kick into gear. We are rapidly moving our forces over towards the border. They're not quite in place yet, but most of them are nearly there, and we do at least have units in all of our border positions. So we should be able to hold out until the reinforcements arrive from the different areas that we find them in. The non-aggression pact between Germany and Russia in August of 1939 turned many heads in Finland. Germany agreed to give the Baltic states, including Finland, to Russia. Of course, all of this was kept a secret, but as time went on, the events became known to the Finns. As Russian aggression grew, the Finns requested help from Germany, only to be turned away, leaving the Finns to face Russia's aggression alone. When Finland refused to allow the Soviet Union to build military bases on its territory, the latter revoked the non-aggression pact of 1932 and attacked Finland on the 30th of November 1939. The Winter War ended in a peace treaty drawn up in Moscow on the 13th of March, giving southeastern Finland to the Soviet Union. And we will let them come if they dare. So, the Soviet Union has declared war upon us. We prepare for battle, and it is a limited war. The White Death. It was during the Winter War, 1939-40, between Finland and the Soviet Union that Simo Hayat began his duty as a sniper and against the Red Army in temperatures between minus 40 and minus 20 degrees Celsius. Dressed completely in white camouflage, Hayat was credited with 505 confirmed plus 37 unconfirmed kills of Soviet soldiers. The unofficial Finnish frontline figure from the battlefield of Kola places the number at Hayat's sniper kills at over 800. Besides his sniper kills, Hayat was also credited with over 200 kills with a Suomi KP-31 machine gun, thus bringing his credited kills to at least 705. Remarkably, all of Hayat's kills were accomplished in fewer than 100 days at a time of the year when hours are very short. So, as a result of that, Finland gets Finnish combat prowess, which lasts an entire year, which is good, which gives us supplies, territorial pride, a reduction in supply consumption, combat movement speed improvement, organization regain rate plus 5, land organization plus 5, officer recruitment plus 150%, and leader defense plus 10%. That is an extremely effective buff. The CC Pataljuna. So during the Winter War, CC battalions, SP, were light infantry battalions formed from additional personnel. And we will take that. And CC is a Finnish term for a light infantry which conducts reconnaissance, sabotage, and guerrilla warfare operations behind enemy lines. In wartime, an unspecified number of reservists assigned to CC battalions would deploy and operate small groups up to company size. They're meant to stay behind and covertly operate against enemy forces in the area of responsibility, even if regular friendly troops have been forced to retreat. CC battalions are part of the Finnish army local troops, unlike Jaeger and armoured brigades meant for operational use. CC units are considered the elite units of army conscripts. Of the breakout of hostilities, 5 CC battalions, CC Pataljuna, were formed from auxiliary personnel. These battalions, especially of the latter type, were below the normal strength in both men and weaponry. These units proved to be effective in using multi-tactics in their native area, and we will take that. So I think we're going to gain, some units, so that's good. To further fill out our infantry, and we're going to put a little bit more into supplies. And we can go back over to some of the things we want to do. So we could do legalistic restrictions or open society. I think we'll do the consumer goods one, the legalistic. Do we want to go over to service by requirement? I wouldn't say so. As much as the manpower modifier is good, I just think it's unnecessary, really. So yeah, we'll avoid that one. We will go on to war economy again, though. And will go to censored press. And I think both of those are worthwhile. And I'm not seeing any attacks at the moment from the AI. We will wait for our units to get into position. General Winter's going to make it very difficult for the AI to attack us. So, propaganda fails, that's fine. We've lost the effects of neutrality, we've got Army HQ, and the Winter War happens to us. So, we gain land organization and organization regain rate. We've got Army HQ at 42, and we've got railway network and things that we can jump onto. All of this is worthwhile. We're going to get the Arctic warfare equipment before too long. And we have at least got a pretty firm handle now on different areas of the country. That strategic bombing I'm not overly happy with. Let's reposition this set of fighters. And just get ready to defend that. So we'll do an air intercept mission here, here, and we can't quite do it up there, but that's fine. And then with you, we can attach you in, and we can do an air intercept mission over there as well. Let's try and stop the Soviet Air Force from doing annoying things. Okay, and we're going to gain a few things. So, core command, that's good, and we will do that one there for sure. So you're at 42. Let's go for road network. And okay, we are beating those bombers back, so that's good. Nice to see a big wall of green production-wise. That is what we like. And I'm kind of tempted to defend ourselves for as long as we can. So, last negotiations. So, artillery factory, sure. By October 39, war had broken out. And yeah, we've got Mannerheim in place. He's fine to put in there. Negotiations end. And yeah, we'll form the reserve. Why not? Yeah, because you can become the basis for, if we add in some of these light infantry, you can be some extra divisions. Okay, and let's bring you down here. And is there anyone else reserve division-wise? So, oh yeah, you're over there. Let's get you over here as well. And then we can bulk those out into some more divisions. Okay, and we can expand our heavy industry in Helsinki. We will definitely do that. We're up to nearly 10. 2 blocks of 10, that is massive. Okay, and so far, they haven't felt confident in attacking at all, I would say. And I very much doubt we're going to be any good at attacking on the flip side of that. And that's the one problem. Okay, and some of our additional reserves and things are starting to come on through. So, Brigade HQ, sure. Division HQ. You know what? I might let that one go. Because, yeah, we can get Brigade command structure there up and running. And then we're going to have, yeah, some more stuff here and here that we're going to want to do. And there's some more Blitzkrieg stuff we can do too. All of this is good. Anything that makes our units a little bit more combat effective. And we'll attach you into here as well. Just trying to get all of our infantry nicely involved. Okay, good. I am most happy about this. And I'm glad they haven't attacked us. Especially not before our units have had a chance to kind of build in. And if you think you're getting an opportunity, you are not. Right now this is mainly an air war by the looks of it. And they're up to 11 now, so not big units, but they're getting there. And our Air Force is doing the job I expected to do of defending. So we will take that. Okay, and you're moving up there nicely. Okay, and you've got enough support here. I actually think you might be better off down here. And then we might want to take the ski units here and get them moving in that direction, like so. I think that would be better. Pardon me. Oh, and I'm going to be watching the football a little bit later today. There's the Carabao Cup final between what is really known as the League Cup between Arsenal and Manchester City. It's difficult to pick between those two, between who to root for, because they're both little shits in their own special kind of way. Okay, well, at least our aircraft are doing a decent job of defending our homeland. Like, we're not losing, you know, kind of too much sleep at the moment to these enemies. Do we need to be doing... Yeah, let's remove you. And instead of that, so you've got a full coal field near enough. We've got some rares and a bit of steel. Let's turn this into a bit of an industrial center because of the synthetic industry that we've got built there now. Okay, and we're destroying the organization of these planes here. And yeah, you three are getting into place. We need some commanders, so yeah, we'll give you some additional people there. You need a commander, so we'll give you Walden. Yeah, okay. We've got commanders in every spot. Whole army is set up. Right, so fighter ground control at 40, sure. Let's do the Blitzkrieg Brigade one there. And it's good to be getting 24 officers a day. That's a good amount to be starting with. And then let's move you over to here. And you can start to form up a little bit more support. We'll attach you into the 5th Corps. We'll move you up. Okay, so it looks like they're too chicken to attack our units. So that's good. I wonder how effective these would actually be in a defensive position. They've been entrenching for 12 days. So the entrenchment bonus is slowly improving. What are you at? 13, okay. So we are building up a good defensive position. And it'll be interesting to see what help we end up receiving, because I do think we get some help events. I don't think it's anything too much, but I do think we get something. Okay, and it does look like they're building up some forces on the border, but nothing kind of too crazy. Okay, and, well, so far, this has been a bit of a non-event. They have done precisely zilch. I would imagine the winter modifiers are adversely impacting them. If we did want to, I don't know, attack. Yeah. The answer to that question is a big fat nil point. So let's... Well, they're counter-attacking back. So... yeah, our defenses are holding. Okay, we've got the Bank for International Settlements. So let's do the industry again. Okay, and yeah, I'm not so sure I like the bombing. So let's do an air intercept. Try and support this a little bit with a bit of defense. And we can use our fighters and things to do hopefully a decent job. Right, and then you can attach into the 4th. And then let's take all of you. You're part of the 9th now, okay. So let's give you there. Let's take you there. Let's take you here. And then let's take you over there. And then we'll attach you into the 4th. Okay, so we've got 207,000 troops in the field there. And a little bit more for organization. And we need a commander over here. None of these people have pictures, but that's okay. Right, 230,000 troops in the field. Plus some additional reserves. And yeah, that is not going well for them. Not at all. And, oh, another air battle here. And another victory for our planes, our glorious Air Force. And then I think we're going to have these ski units form, like, another local command. Unless you can go into the 1st Army, both of you. Okay, well, we'll do that then. And then we'll give you just some bog standard winter commanders. You know, that don't have much going for them other than the fact that they're a Finnish general and a winter specialist. And there's our Arctic warfare equipment that we've been waiting on. As well So let's move on to some planes and things. And then, yeah, I think the industry is the last thing we need at the moment. We'll just finish up those coal fields. That feels like the right choice to make. And, yep, some of those infantry weapons, start on those. Okay, and if the hammer blow is going to strike somewhere, it might well strike there. And then I think we might want another 3 infantry divisions to shore up actually up here in the north. I think that might be a good bet. And then we can build some others. We've got another 2 to go here. Might be a good opportunity. Okay, and our Air Force is defending itself. Especially with more planes on the way. Our manpower also looks, you know, surprisingly strong at the moment. And we've got some more coal coming online soon. Yeah, everything's green. This is as good as an economy as I could really reasonably hope for as these. That's one hell of a kill-death ratio. Wow, so we lost 8, and the Soviets lost over 8,000 troops, which is mental. That is a mental kill-death ratio. We will definitely be happy with that. And then you can attack again in 3 hours. Let's give over some more support here, so probably want anti-tank to round these out. So let's build 3 anti-tank brigades. Or we could do heavy AA actually. Heavy AA might not be the worst. So how did these compare? So slightly worse piercing, but a lot better hard attack. Okay, we'll do the anti-tank. We'll get 3 of those. Put that to the top to build out those units. And then, yeah, finish off those coal fields. And how long are you going to take? Not long. Not long at all. It'll be done in March. Okay, so we're doing a little bit of a resting there with our fighters. Where are you fighting at the moment? You're fighting literally at Kola. So let's do an air intercept mission here. Just try and help our forces out a little bit. And it is Christmas. So when these 3 finish up, that'll free up 15 IC that we can use to probably build out some additional infantry divisions for these 2. One thing we did want to do, which I have not done immediately, is I wanted to do Ski Brigade. So let's get on that. That'll be done on February 24th. And then we can do asymmetric warfare, which should be a quick one once again. So we've got a little bit of reserves over here, which is good. We're building some more reserves out of these units in this part of the world. But we've already got 2 divisions on all of these, so I'm not expecting the AI to... There's no chance they can win that. Okay, and then you... So you've got 4 going to there, so we're going to have 5 in there, and we're going to have 6 in here. That's fine. Yeah, no problemo on that one. And... yeah, they don't even want to attack with their air force at the moment, it feels like. It seems like our own air force has done its job. So their organization is struggling. And it's going to be a new year before too long. We're going to be making 3 or 2.9 manpower a day, which is, you know, pretty good. And most of that is coming from... I mean, this is very high revolt risk over here. Ideally, we probably next want that lovely police building option. The one that is here. Yeah, this one. To reduce that revolt risk by 5. Because I think once we've got that in place, yeah, we'll have all we need. And it's nice becoming a resource powerhouse, you know, quietly from the north. Especially when we're going to have some more planes and things available soon. And hopefully some events to get even more stuff. That would be lovely. Right, let's take you off and stop some of these orders. I think it would be good just to, yeah, reorganize a little bit. Let's take these fighters and I think move them back down here to the front because they've stopped attacking over here by the looks of it. And we can reuse, I would say, these fighters here once they're built up there to defend that. That feels like the natural thing to do. And we're going to need probably another core over here. Okay, so we've lost the leader. Let's just double check that it's not anyone that was in role. No, it looks okay. It wasn't one of our air commanders. Oh. Well, it might have been one of our air commanders. Let's go for Magnusson. And I think for this one this time, we can go for economic spying. And we can go for short term again to keep our army in a good spot. Okay, and we've nearly got our divisions to full strength at this point. And yeah, I'll take a veteran HQ. One that we didn't get, unfortunately. We rolled the dice and we didn't roll very well this time. And then a little bit more for supplies. And yeah, so a couple of rares extractions happening there. We've got another one here. So the big fields in this part of the world. We're building out you. We've got another couple of you coming. You're to do you're to do that one. Let's build up these militia. So let's give them, I would say, we could give them military police, because that's quite cheap. They've already got recon. Give them anti-air, anti-tank, Probably the pack artillery, because it's... or even the basic artillery, because it's cheap. And then horse transport. And we'll build out 2 of those. Yeah, happy with that. And then on the 9th of January, we'll get some more stuff. As in, the coal fields will finish doing what they're doing. And then we need to think about how we sort out these. I think we probably want to make them ski units to fill out those 2 cores over here that are mostly done, but could do a little bit more. And yeah, we will do that. And yeah, let's get some resource production. A little bit extra always helps. And apparently we still need 8 manpower to reinforce. And yeah, still not seeing the movement yet. So up to -3%, and we have Simo higher. So the White Death. We had a very similar event here. So we'll award him for propaganda. We'll lose 5%. We'll gain 10 unity. And we'll gain, for a year, wow, we'll gain territorial pride and leader defense. So that is very strong. Let's keep things moving. And she'll be done in May and July. That's fine. And yeah, not seeing any additional response from our enemies. So 7 small shipyards. If only we had any naval facility to build at all. If only. Okay, so we'll back the attack. That's going to give us a payment. So we're going to get a little bit more money. And, aha, Norwegian support. So the Norwegian government did not allow officers or under-officers to volunteer for the war out of fear it would aggravate the Germans. They wanted to remain neutral at all costs. There were numerous nationwide collections and campaign supplies of money in Norway to help the Finns. In all, the Finland connection brought in some 2,000 Norwegian kroner, the largest popular collection in Norwegian history. An important venue for collections for Finland were sporting events, several of which were held for the benefit of Finland and Norway during the war. Some 50,000 paper backpacks filled with supplies were collected in Norway and dispatched to Finland. Collections of rifles, mostly Krag Jorgensen models, and home-knitted shooting gloves also took place. Sigrid Undset, Norwegian officer in Norway, donated her Nobel medal to Finland. And we're going to gain some supplies and a little bit of money. So not a huge amount there, but look, we'll take it. Every little helps. And what are you doing, Mr. Bomber? Not a fan. Not a fan at all. No bombs. Can try and do all the strategic bombing you want. But it ain't good. Alright, and we've managed to shadow them. And it looks like their organization has suffered. Right, so we've got gyrosite we can do off the back of mechanical computing machine. I think that's under avionics, and we will do that immediately because it gives us a little bit of air attack incentive. Okay, and our manpower work is still going on. It's mainly our units off the front that we're dealing with for the slow upgrade. And yeah, with that coal field about to finish up, we're going to have a little bit more room. And I think not. I think we do an air intercept here right now. And we... yeah, deal with these bastards. And our planes are continuing to improve. Like modern single cockpit interceptors are what we have. Lots of them. And I'd love to get up to 200. Like, we are not far away from that. And a lot of it is the IC investment for spawned units that are doing that. And I am wondering if at some point it's worth pumping a little bit more, just to, because that bonus for combat prowess is massive. Like, it's huge. It could do a lot for us. Right, so you're good, I would say. We've got another 7 IC available. And we could just build another run of planes. National air defense is going to be key for us, because it doesn't look like the Soviets are particularly interested in actually attacking. They're just kind of sitting there, taking it. Okay, so some assistance. So we've got the foreign support for the Winter War. Soviet aggression was generally deemed unjustified. Various foreign organizations sent material aid, such as medical supplies. Finnish immigrants in the United States and Canada returned home, and many volunteers traveled to Finland to join Finland's forces. 1,010 Danes, 8,700 Swedes. Yes, that many Swedes. Not all of them by force. 1,000 Estonians, 725 Norwegians, 372 Ingrians, 364 Finnish expatriates, 366 Hungarians, and 210 volunteers of other nationalities made it to Finland before the war was over. And I'm pretty sure one of them was Christopher Lee. I think Christopher Lee was in part of this war. I could be wrong. Right, a little bit more manpower, and we get fascist assistance for the Winter War. As a fascist government, the Kingdom of Italy had staunchly supported Francisco Franco in Spain in his fight against Republican communists and anarchists supported by the Soviet Union. Italy therefore promptly responded to requests by the Republic of Finland for military assistance and equipment for use against the communist government of Soviet Union. The Royal Italian Air Force, Regina Aeronautica Italia, sent 35 Fiat G50 fighters, while the Royal Italian Army, the Regio Esercito Italiano, supplied 94,500 new rifles for Finnish infantry. A handful of men also fought in the Winter War. Excellent. And we'll gain some supplies. And it said it would do an infantry, like there was a text for volunteers, but I didn't see that actually present anything, which is interesting. But ho-hum. And it's good to see that officer ratio ticking up towards 110%, so as good as possible. And our organisation is also pretty much there now. So a little bit of support, but not a great deal, that's for sure. Ah! It's this... Ah, okay. So it's a little unit there. Ah, right. Well, that's good, because that's another fighter. On par with our own, so we'll take it. And we'll attach you into the 3rd Corps. And, yeah, you can be the defensive bulwark over there. In fact, as you can see, they're already going for it. So let's do a little bit of intercept work. And we're doing double the damage now against that single strategic bomber. And that's the last of the coal fields there coming online. So yeah, we've got a little bit of traded for happening, but I mean, so that one's fine. Predominantly, we've got enough rares coming through the front door. Haven't quite got enough metal, but we could probably turn that around, because when this builds up, with the bonuses from the synthetic industry here, we should do quite well out of that. Coal's probably the one that we would struggle with the most. But that's also what Germany has the most of. So if they create a land border with us, we can probably get a bit of support. The Nianjing massacre. Oh, Japan's... Ah, okay. Well, that was... They've managed to turn it around, everyone. Like, I don't know what took them so long, but they seem to be doing a lot better. So... Oh, well... Okay, we'll take this. This is... Hey, nothing wrong with this at all. This is a very positive build-up that we find ourselves under. With relatively strong planes. With the exception of these over here that need a little bit of work. But hey, look, I will take the Italian support. An extra interceptor is never a bad thing. So they can help support over there. And the upgrades are still coming along nicely too. And they have massed some additional forces, but really they could do a whole lot better. I don't know how strong pillboxes are in relation to what they offer from a standpoint of defense. So, like in reference to how they are against fortresses, but we have got a decent little fortress set up. Right, we're sending an extra strategic bomber, and it looks like the organization has caused some little bit of damage. We have a little look at the air map mode at the moment. There's been 2 bombings that we've intercepted in the last week, and we're seeing positives in relation to that. Okay, money and fuel, sure. Don't want to be doing those. And the real question is I imagine once we get rid of a lot of our trades, as in, if this war was to just kind of go on a little bit longer, let's, look, because it's just going to be, like, a lot of this. You know, I'm not going to, let's go on to speed 4, and get things going a little bit quicker, because it kind of feels like, to me, it's a little bit slow. And then put a little bit more into officers. We're now making 35 a day. Okay. It's an attack. That's a meaty defense modifier. Fuck me. 828%. Wow. That is crazy. They're not getting an armor bonus either at the moment. So... And the fort modifier is doing us no harm at all. You've been digging in for 15 days, so you've got really strong defenses. Yeah, you can have as good a masterful breakthrough as you want, but I don't think that's going to do a good job. Let's do air intercept there. And let's also do air intercept here with these units. We can use both of them to... There we go. Use our planes. Let's also get you into here as well. Yeah, okay. And it looks like our planes are actually holding up pretty well. That's what happens when you've got very modern planes. Okay, and he lost 9,000 in that attack. Wowzer. That is great. Okay, we're defending nicely enough there. And how are we doing for the reinforcement? We're doing well. So, you know, 322 manpower means that we can keep this war going for quite a long time. 307,000 troops in the field is not a lot to be sniffed at, especially when we've got some extras on the way. Okay, and I'm almost debating whether or not to actually start building up the next. Because we've got a group of another 2 coming out here. So we could have 2 sets of 2. And we could put 1 here to defend the northern approaches. Or even over there to do it. That might not be the worst thing in the world. Okay, we've been attacked again. So the 14th Divisiona, but the 27th is leading the charge, which is... that's the one with the veteran HQ in it. That does... yeah, that's madness. Okay, we lost 1 casualty and inflicted 3,000 on the Soviets. I think this is even better than the Winter War. We've got enough of an air force to be giving them a bloodied nose. That's for sure. And what are you doing? You're defending that one there and our main resource centers. And then there's 110% officer ratio. Okay, so a little bit of overwhelming. Right, so we need to rest up with both of you. Need to rest up in its entirety. Could probably do with another air base, to be honest. Or, yeah, freeing up some defenses from the north. We're not seeing any activity over here, so we could... move south another air unit. We won't do that for now. We'll hold off. Probably need another couple of air bases, you know, or these ones expanded slightly. As long as they're not ground attacking us, which it doesn't look like they are, then that's absolutely fine. Okay, and Helsinki is now the production centerpiece of... it's one of the largest production centers in the world. Has no revolt risk. It's producing all of its resources at the max level. It's got good leadership, good manpower. It is a behemoth of industry. And yeah, we're going to put a little bit more into officers. 57 a day is nothing to sniff at. And I kind of feel like we can defend this for a very long time. And then if we give you work over there, you can probably defend the Gulf area here. And okay. Everyone wants to be a part of the Scandinavian nation. Okay, and our bombers are doing a good job. We're now level 4 there. Okay, and you're replenishing well. You're also replenishing well. We'll do that crude trade. Thank you very much. Okay, so mass assault advance. Yep, to make our infantry morale a little bit better, we'll let that rise. And the ski brigade is coming along as well. It's now showing as April for that to finish, which seems a little bit slower than I would like. But, oh well. And as our doctrinal texts and things come online, that will help us. Speaking of which, so central planning. We kind of want to do all 5 of these. So we'll currently let that go. When electronic computing finishes, we'll gain that. Same thing with the combat medicine, although the combat medicine, yeah, we'll probably want to let that one go. Okay, they're going to try again. So this time they're bringing 7 units into the battle. 50 slight advantage in numbers, but very slight. And the winter is still causing them no end of problems. And that's a big land organization buff. 7.5% is massive. I'm just debating, because, yeah, okay, so that's a big lump. This is also a big lump. That's pretty large as well, although in the far north it never really stops being winter. So, they are putting forces in place. Okay, so Hedgehog Defense, Aero Engine, Combat Medicine. Let's do Hedgehog, so that one's fine. The Combat Medicine's fine. Let's go for the Divisional Command Structure one, and then the Franco-British Winter War Assistance. So the British government sold the Finnish Air Force 30 Bristol Blenheim bombers. Great. The US made Brewster B-239s came too late to participate in combat missions. The same applied to 10 Hawker Hurricane fighters. The British government also provided quantities of small arms ammunition and also a number of obsolete boys anti-tank rifles. France also sent aircraft, including the Marine Saulnier MS-406 fighter. In 1940, it was decided to send a new fighter, the Cauldron Renault C-7146. Previously marked shipments to Polish Air Force were placing containers and diverted to Le Havre Harbour for shipment to Finland. Okay, so going to gain another air. Okay, so that's the international group. That's Hawker Hurricanes. What we're going to do is we're going to move them south, and that can be the start of a new fighter bomber group. I don't think we're going to want to include them elsewhere. And look, every plane helps. And another rares. Yep, another rares up and running. And it changes by plus 17 a day. Okay, so electronic computing machine. Happy days. Let's go for the core command structure. We only need 1.45 now for our units to have fully reorganized. trying again. So the fort modifier is really negatively impacting them, as is the terrain. Weather and the night modifier. I think the combat experience and things is going to be helpful to a massive degree. Let's do air intercept. Let's hope we can use some of our fighters and things to do the job. And that takes us over 200 IC, which is bloody great. And machine gun, more support. Yeah, we'll let that one ride. Same thing with the pre-calculating artillery. We probably want to build up the next airbase force up there under Gabrielson. And with 20... Yeah, with 22 IC eventually available, we can just do a little bit maybe for supplies for a small period, and then organize our next steps. So they lost 5, and we saw 9,000 losses. Okay, and we're defeating them there. We don't want to go into Leningrad. We're just trying to defend our borders. That's all we want to do. So that's definitely a good job. First aid's going to reduce attrition pretty substantially by 20%. And the casualty trickleback plus 10% is also going to be very strong. Okay, and how's our repair rate? Should be pretty good. Yeah, it's not bad. Right, so snowfalls have ended, which means we're going to start to see attacks soon, I reckon. The ones I'm probably most worried about are in the north, but that'll also be where the weather comes, you know, comes off the slowest. So still minus 12, minus 11, minus 10, minus 8. So all of that is going to cause significant problems still. Let's attach you into the 3rd Army. Okay, let's see them attack again. See what they do. So this time, 60,000. So this is their strongest attack yet against 48,000. We've lost 1 soldier so far. And logistic organization, sure. 37. Yeah, that's fine. Again, happy to keep all of those running, really. Like that one and that one will be done soon. Like all of that we would like to keep in place. And then you've got supplies that are still doing a good job. I guess do we want to get the infantry being built now for those other units? Like it'd be good to have them as skis, but I can always upgrade that later. How cheap and quick are you? Yeah, let's get you. We'll do a light. And we'll do a pack artillery. We'll do heavy AA, anti-tank. That. And I think step transport. Yeah, we'll put 2 of those. And then we'll move all of our resource production down. It's just these ones here. Everything else is finished nearly. And And then that next plane comes out in the middle of March, so to secure the northern flank. And I think we're going to call it an episode here. Thank you very much for watching, everyone, and I look forward to seeing you next episode of Hearts of Iron 3. Thanks again. Bye-bye.